with a 10-minute time limit.
Well, now on their way to the ring, the franchise player of Ohio Valley Wrestling, a many-time OVW champion, a WWE contract talent. He's the best damn technical wrestler in the WWE developmental program. Mr. Wrestling, Nick Dinsmore. And on the distaff side in this mixed tag match, the lovely, the voluptuous, it's Trinity. And Ron Head is about to lust over her.
Total combined weight 355 pounds. The team of Trinity and Mr. Wrestling, Nick Dinsmore.
Hey, wait a minute, I think Nick Dinsmore's calling for the microphone.
Yeah, and you're fat. I want to say one thing. Hold on for 1 second. You might or might not know, but I trained each and every one of the wrestlers on this show tonight. And I do want to say that they did one hell of a job. But there's not one of them back there that is ever going to be as good as me.
Oh, now.
But there is one young lady in the class, one young lady that knows exactly what to do to get right to the top. And that being said, I'm going to teach a lesson to whoever comes out of that curtain that I'm the very best wrestler in OVW and nobody in the back can carry my jock.
Well, I don't think anybody in the back, frankly, would want to carry his jock or any of his other undergarments.
And their opponents.
Nick Dinsmore saying that Trinity knows what it takes to get to the top. Maybe that's by being on the bottom, Ron. Oh, wait a minute.
Total combined weight
It's Chris Kane.
311 pounds from Louisville, Kentucky. The team of Tammy Johnson and Chris Kane.
I was shocked to see Chris Kane come out. Chris Kane noted in OVW as a referee, but he's also an accomplished wrestler. And Tammy Johnson, we've heard so much about this young lady. I've been looking forward to seeing her in-ring debut. What a tremendous, tremendous physical specimen, Tammy Johnson. Winner of numerous fitness and bodybuilding competitions. This is going to be a very interesting mixed tag team matchup.
Can't wait to see what this match brings to us as Mr. Wrestling starts out with usual referee Chris K, but he's going to show us that he ain't all about wrestling. He ain't all about just refereeing. He's going to give us wrestling personified here as Nick Dinsmore partner, the beautiful and luscious Trinity looks on as Chris K.
Put your tongue back in your mouth and everything else back in the places it ought to be, Ron. I know you're looking at Trinity, but
yes, I am, but Chris K still wrenching back.
You're already committed to your career. You don't have time for a relationship.
It's a good time. It's a good thing at this time I have a desk sitting in front of me as I'm sitting down. As Nick Dinsmore overpowering Chris K with a test of strength.
Oh, look at Dinsmore now. Those fingers intertwined. He's trying to force Chris K's shoulders down to the mat, but K able to maintain enough of a wrestler's bridge that he's lifting one shoulder or the other. Now Dinsmore trying to break that with a knee to the midsection, and still Chris K. And look at that tremendous bridge. And now Dinsmore right down to the midsection again.
Chris K trying what he can to keep his shoulders up, but that time catches Nick Dinsmore with his legs.
Oh!
Dinsmore still stomps down on Chris K. In a forearm, you could hear that shot all across the Davis Arena here as Mr. Wrestling whipping Chris K.
Whoa! Oh,
Chris
man,
K,
look
a
at
drop
that!
kick and nips back up. Do not underestimate this referee. He's going to show us a thing or two tonight.
Chris K. Dinsmore tried to boost him up for a backdrop or some other type of maneuver, and K switched gears in midair. And now Dinsmore tags Trinity.
And Tammy Johnson gets tagged
Chris
in
K.
as well.
to tag Tammy Johnson, who was so anxious to get in the ring against Trinity, she almost didn't wait for a tag.
But now it's official, and it's a battle of the ladies. Both
The beauties, correct?
The beauties, the beautiful, ladies. as Trinity clamps down with that side headlock on Tammy Johnson. Trinity with that military family headlock takedown on Tammy Johnson as Nick Dinsmore looks on with great approval. Here, Tammy Johnson reverses Trinity into a head scissors.
Now you've got to think that Tammy Johnson is going to go for power moves, headlocks, leg scissors, things of that nature, because she is so well built. She's so strong and so powerful, and she does have the size advantage over Trinity. Now takes her right over again with the side headlock, and a girl with arms as big and as well developed as Tammy Johnson, a headlock may be a submission, but now look at Trinity.
Trinity used the hair, I believe, yes. Robert Briscoe is checking to make sure that was that a hair pull. Tammy Johnson was able to get out of that head scissors, and Trinity back into that side headlock.
If I were Trinity, I would not want to try to match holds on a vertical base with Tammy Johnson. Tammy has the size advantage, height, weight, leverage. And now she's trying to reverse that, go into that top wrist lock, and Trinity's losing this battle.
Trinity is about to be taken down. Out back into that side headlock, as you said, by Trinity. Something that Trinity needs to avoid are those holds, and now, maybe out of desperation, grabbing the hair of Tammy Johnson. Whipping Johnson off.
Oh!
And the shoulder taking Trinity down. Trinity drops down, tries a hip toss blocked. And Tammy Johnson with a hip toss of her own. Trinity now almost coming out of her top that time, slithering back in the corner.
I know what you're keeping your eyes on, Ron, but let's not lose sight of the fact that Tammy was trying to win the contest there.
And there's only one way you can win here: pinfalls, submissions, countouts, or disqualifications, as the men, yes, the men are back in the ring. Mr. Wrestling Nick Dinsmore circling one of his students, one of his proteges.
Oh, now you see that. Dinsmore feinted a lockup, went to the midsection with a boot. Now hooking Chris K up, going for the vertical suplex. Wait a minute, K squatted on him, spins out. He's going for the crossface. Chris K going for the crippler crossface here.
Catching Nick Dinsmore with his own finishing hold, and Trinity comes in and rakes the eye.
Well, that little witch, that little no-good witch, and Tammy Johnson trying to come in and complain to Robert Briscoe. Oh, but Dinsmore with a knee right to the side of Chris K's head there.
What a humiliating defeat that would be, not only beating him, but with his own finishing submission hold. Trinity not allowing it.
Look, Dinsmore misleading the referee, and look at Trinity.
Choking Chris K behind Robert Briscoe's back. Now, is this something that Nick Dinsmore needs to do? This is the man who is widely considered the greatest wrestler in OVW history. Does he need to stoop to these tactics?
Well, Dinsmore's had so many things going on in his personal and professional life lately. The OVW Heavyweight Championship held up between himself and Johnny Jeter. Wait a minute! He just kissed Tammy Johnson. And we've talked about Inspector Impact and John Laurinaitis trying to block Dinsmore from the WWE. So
over the top rope behind Robert Briscoe's back.
Dinsmore is a changed man. He's a troubled man. He's got a lot of problems in his life, but he's not handling them well. I think it's getting to Nick Dinsmore. He threw Chris K right over the top rope blatantly, and now he's lying about it.
Nick Dinsmore not only having issues, he's got subscriptions. Nick Dinsmore.
I know somebody like that.
Know a few people like that. Nick Dinsmore going after Tammy Johnson earlier, swapping spit with her, jungle fever, and then throwing Chris K over the top rope while Robert Briscoe distracted.
Are you trying to insinuate that his tongue was lolling out like an anteater? Or a long red necktie?
If it'd be in there any longer, it'd
wait
have
a minute,
to be
Dinsmore
surgically
going
removed.
up to the top. Dinsmore going for the top. Chris K moved out of the way.
Dinsmore met a face full of canvas that time, and Chris K has got to get over it.
But look, K is disoriented. Can he find his corner? Nick Dinsmore looks like he's been chasing parked cars. Dinsmore takes Trinity, and K gets Tammy.
Tammy Johnson is in, and she meets Trinity with a clothesline. Make that two clothesline, the third clothesline. Scooping Trinity out, slamming her down. Tammy Johnson hesitating maybe a moment, but Nick Dinsmore right there not allowing that count.
Oh, now wait a minute. The men are not supposed to be hitting the women. Oh, look at Tammy Johnson.
Nick Dinsmore slapped out.
K with a spear!
Nick Dinsmore folding him like a lawn chair. Trinity and Tammy Johnson in the ring. A roll-up by Tammy Johnson and a freak out.
Here are your winners, the team of Chris K and Tammy Johnson.
Chris K and Tammy Johnson, an underdog team if ever there was one, against Mr. Wrestling and Trinity, and they pulled it off. And what about Tammy Johnson body slamming Dinsmore? That brought the Davis Arena crowd to their feet. Johnson and Kay, the winners. Dinsmore and Trinity are, unfortunately for them, going to have to go back to the drawing board and try it again.
Can you believe it? Nick Dinsmore actually thinks they had this match won. Someone's got to tell him. Chris K and Tammy Johnson won this one. Dinsmore flat on his face on the floor at the legendary Davis Arena. Trinity there to console him. Well, at least he has that much luck going for him. He's got Trinity on his arm. What an incredible match, and what a night we've seen here.